Hey guys, Professor Prazzo here. Another episode of Driving It Home. I just got done teaching and training. A little beat up, it's a little humid and not so hot, but this is really humid today. Anyway, I received a question on Facebook from Ian Anderson. Ian trains with my good friend, training partner, and one of the guys that teaches at my school, Tim Carpenter, out in King of Prussia. So that's where Ian trains, in Muay Gym. Really fine MMA facility, really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, really good kickboxing. And Ian had an interesting question. And it's an unfortunate one. He just recently had a ACL injury, tore his ACL, and he needs surgery. And his question was like, what are the kinds of things that he can do while recovering to kind of stay fresh, involved, and focused on his in particular, well, I shouldn't say particular, but on his martial arts training in general. And knock on wood, I've never had an ACL injury, like a torn ACL. I hope to never have one. But years and years ago, I had a complete dislocation of my shoulder, which is no walk in the park. So and know what it's like to be out injured. And one of the first things that I recommend to Ian is really take your rehab and your physical therapy seriously. Don't slack. If you can do more, you always do more, but really take it seriously. With the way that they can fix the ACL now, Adrian Peterson had the best season of his career after ACL surgery. So don't look at this as something where you're not going to be the same guy. You might even become a better athlete. So outside of kind of really taking your PT seriously, stay on top of your diet, but also all the other weight training and cardio that you may be able to do outside of your physical therapy. In this case, the upper body cycle, since you couldn't get on like a bike or a treadmill, the upper body's like that when you see him. Drago does it in Rocky and all that other stuff, but that's a really good way to work your cardio and some strength. But I really get on a strength training regimen outside of your PT, but also getting back to watch class on the side as soon as you can, just so that you don't lose that feeling of community, because everybody's going to be so stoked to see you, and your instructors can use you as kind of a mark of dedication. Say, hey, look, there's Ian. He got his ACL torn by Mike Oliveri while he was stuck in lockdown while trying to escape a electric chair sweep. I know Mike didn't do it on purpose, but Mike's my buddy, so I had to put that out there. And you guys miss class all the time, and look at Ian. He's back in here as soon as he could be in here. So I would highly recommend getting back to class, using that as a motivator. Being as unobtrusive as possible, watching videos, studying other people's games, either their Muay Thai or their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or their MMA games, and start getting in the habit of mental imagery. So when you can't train, think about training. Think about working on new techniques, working on old techniques, so that at least the connection is still there between your mind and your body, where all right, well, haven't been able to do an armbar for 3 months, but I've thought about doing arm bars and that kind of thing. So honestly, the ACL is tough, because when I dislocated my shoulder, I was able to come back and train sooner because I would tie my arm in my belt, and obviously people would know not to attack that arm, and I wouldn't use it, and I could still grapple. With the ACL, it's kind of tough because there's really no position that you could be able to do that. But once you start getting to a point where you have some mobility, some strength, and some flexibility, I would get back on the mats, just little movements, right? As long as the doctor's giving you the okay. I'm not telling you to do anything your doctor's not giving you the okay for. But, ask Tim, what kind of solo drills can you do sooner rather than later? Because then when you start working with your partner, you would have drilled a bunch of times. So, number one, stay positive. Number two, take your PT super seriously. Number three, work out like a banshee all the other areas of your body that you can work out. Number 4, continue coming to class to watch and to participate and to be a motivator to other people and also to keep yourself motivated. 5, watch video. 6, think about moves. 7, ask me more questions and I'll help you out. But no, Ian, thank you for the question. It was really good. I know you're going to have a great recovery. You're around a good team. Hopefully you have good doctors, but you know, the guys that you train with are phenomenal. And I know they're going to take care of you and make sure that you get back on the mats as soon as possible because you're a true martial artist. That's what the question really framed it as, is like you want to keep your passion for the martial arts. And as long as you do those 7 things, man, we should all be doing those 7 things now anyway. You know, working out, mental imagery, thinking about our moves, all that other stuff, studying tape, reading books. So good luck with your recovery. You're in good hands with your instructors. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. You can put them here on YouTube, Professor Perazzo, on Facebook, Marco Perazzo, on Twitter, Team NJMA, or my website is NJMA Online. Guys, so like I said, any questions, I'll answer honestly. Have a good night, and hope to see everybody on the mats.